Okay, hello everyone. My name is Sam. Nice to meet you. This is the first episode of just me making my game. And I thought I'd start a little bit by talking about engines. So, first I used Unity, and that was for a couple of years. And then for about maybe 6 months or maybe a year, I was using Godot. And very recently, I decided I would start all over again, nice and fresh, and have a go, this time using Unreal. And I just have a very basic scene set up here with the first person controller, or whatever it's called. And you can see that I've disabled any kind of lip mapping. I was actually very nervous. I wasn't sure my computer would even be able to run Unreal. Thankfully, it can, and as long as I have all of my settings nice and low, uh, it's actually okay. You know, it's reasonably smooth. Reasonably. And yeah, it does look kind of gross with those, the noise that's going on over there. So I'm hoping maybe we'll find a solution for that. But right now, what I want to do is actually put some kind of walls into my scene. I'm not really going to go into what kind of game that I'm making because I think just by watching it you'll sort of figure that out. So I'm actually going to jump over onto YouTube now and I'm going to watch a tutorial about making those walls. So I'm going to jump back to you when I've finished that. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a little update. I'm probably like 1 minute into the video and I can see he's using C++ instead of the blueprint system, which I'm fine with. I'm happy to read code. I'm not really that familiar with blueprint stuff anyway. Most of the stuff I did with Unity and Godot was all just with the scripting stuff, so I'm fine with that. But when I went to make a new project, I received this error right here telling me, oh, you need Visual Studio 2022 with C++ components. Quite obvious. So I did have 2019, it's updating to 2022 now, and then we'll be able to see as well that it's including that C++ package. So here we go. So I was actually being kind of stupid. What I showed you before was actually me installing or updating the 2019 version. I'm now downloading the 2022 version, and yeah, there was a bunch of options that I had to choose from, and one of them was C++ for game development, so I presume that's the right one. And it is like a 10 gig download, so I might be here for a little while. I just like to share this stuff with you because I think it's all part of the journey. So yeah, I'm really stupid. I think this is what I did wrong. I think what I did wrong was I installed the version that was, let me show you. I think I installed the preview version, which I'm guessing just has less stuff in it. So when I attempted to make the new project in Unreal, it was like, yeah, sure, sure. And it went and made the project, but then when it actually opened the project, it was like, oh, hang on. There's a whole bunch of stuff wrong here, like with the compiling. So, I think this is what I was supposed to do the first time. And I'm just showing you so that I can show you what I was talking about earlier, which is that button there, Game Development with C++, because it mentions Unreal right there, so that must be the correct option. And I'm going to install that, and hopefully this will be the last silly mistake that I make for a little while. I imagine there's going to be lots of silly mistakes when I'm actually getting into it. But yeah, it's extremely frustrating because I haven't even gotten into it. I mean, last night I made sure that the Unreal could actually run on the computer, and I was really happy about that. And as you saw, I'm able to open up one of the starter projects, which is using the blueprint system. So if I really wanted to, I could just stick to the blueprint system and I could attempt to do something like that. But why am I doing it this way? It's more fun because I get to learn more. I think if I go through and actually write the code for the character controller, I'll understand much better how the code works. I mean, I'm not writing it myself because I'm watching a tutorial and they're going to write it. But going through the process from 0 to 1, when you start the pre-made asset and you already have this character controller that's fully working, you're already at 1 and you never saw how we got from 0 to 1. And so to kind of scale it back and to like make changes to it is kind of hard because it might actually be a really complicated thing. Um, and I'm not trying to make something that's really complicated. I kind of just want to make something pretty simple, but I want to be able to understand what I'm doing and what's going on. So that's why I would like to code it myself and tweak it and make adjustments to it. So hopefully this won't take too long and we'll be able to have some fun. Okay, so as you can see, it did open. But what it actually did, it opened up a level that is like an open world where it has a world partition system, and it's generating a big landscape. So it was very slow, and actually it crashed the first time it ran because I was recording while it was happening. So I stopped recording, switched the program off, was able to open it up, turn all the settings over here in the project settings, turn all of these down to really basic in the rendering area. Yeah, so just around here, switch a lot of this stuff off basically, like nanite does not need to be on, the bloom, but really the biggest one for me is actually the anti-aliasing. Really slows it down when I only use the TSR. All the other ones are kind of okay, but I don't think very old games ever had anti-aliasing, so we shouldn't need it. But we'll see what happens as we progress. But what I did to resolve that issue was basically nothing. I just created a new level. So this stuff is just related to that level because I haven't saved this one yet. So I'm going to delete these files and save my blank empty level, but it is running smoothly now, and I can finally begin what I was supposed to do about 2 hours ago, which was follow through this tutorial and see what comes up. So wish me luck. Welcome back. It's been a few hours. I did take a nap. I have a few other things that I need to do today before night is upon us. So I'm probably going to call it a day, but I will talk a little bit about what I did. So the main problem that I was having was with all the kind of flickeriness. I'll show you now. This is kind of how I'm imagining the daytime. Yes, the fog is incredibly thick, but the fog is actually what's kind of helping me to disguise the flickeriness. And what I did is, let me show you what I did. That's probably the easiest way. So I'm not using any bitmaps, which is how I wanted it to be, because I just didn't like that kind of, I could see the bitmaps. So right now I'm just downscaling it by 4 times, and that actually, because I'm using the downscale, which has some kind of a filter on it, that is enough, it seems. But not entirely enough. Let me show you. Without the fog, we can still see some kind of weird artifacts going on just in the very far distance. So it is a lot better, but we can still kind of see some flickery artifacts, at least I can. So that's bugging me. So we're going to have to use the fog for now, and it's very bright. But this is kind of how I'm imagining the daytime. And if we go here, and as we shift into nighttime, the density is going to go up to an absurd 5. I don't know if it's actually that absurd. Let me remember, because I make the fog black. Yeah, I think 5 is pretty cool. Do it here, it's further. And so yes, tomorrow I would like to sort this out so that this billboards properly, in the sense that it's always facing the camera, and maybe have a character controller that can run around. I should really be getting that done. And I put this little light in here because yeah, I'm thinking about daytime, nighttime, thinking about a fire going there, just a nice sort of, like I want to see how those lights kind of fade into the fog and stuff. And overall, I'm actually pretty satisfied with it. I think it looked kind of cool. Let me know in the comments if you've got any suggestions about other ways that I might be able to resolve my issue where I have no texture filtering and no bitmaps, and I end up with extremely noisy um, artifacts. I don't know what else to really call that. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a day for now. And yeah, I only got like halfway through the video, but I did learn some nice things actually from the video. So up here, we've got the 6 different lights which are evenly lighting the scene in this volumetric thing. And I wouldn't have really bothered with that, but obviously you can't just run the game unlit. You know, when you play the game, it's going to have some kind of. They're going to want the lighting because the lighting is very beautiful. It's very immersive. So yeah, yeah. One thing I forgot to mention because I'm looking over the editing now, and that was that there was a second video that I watched which actually just showed me very quickly how to set up that fog, and that was a really wonderful video because it was so short and concise. It didn't take me very long at all to get the fog in there. So both of the videos that I enjoyed, I will be including in the description. And thank you all for watching.